Have you ever woken up in the morning, tried to get out of bed, and felt that sharp, stabbing pain shoot through your back or knees? That moment when you realize your body isn't cooperating like it used to? When simple movements that once came naturally now require careful planning and deliberate effort? If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Millions of Americans over 50 are living with chronic pain every single day, silently suffering while trying to maintain their independence and quality of life. Pain doesn't just affect your body, it steals your joy, your freedom, your very ability to engage with the world around you. Perhaps you've noticed yourself declining invitations to spend time with grandchildren because you're worried about keeping up. Maybe you've given up beloved hobbies like gardening or golf because the pain afterward just isn't worth those few hours of pleasure. Or possibly you found yourself becoming dependent on pain medications that leave you feeling foggy, constipated, or worried about addiction. What if there was another way? What if nature itself holds powerful remedies that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to discover? Remedies that have been used for thousands of years, long before modern medicine existed. Ancient wisdom that modern science is only now beginning to validate? Today, we're going to reveal 7 remarkable herbs that could transform your relationship with pain. These aren't obscure plants from distant rainforests that cost a fortune to import. These are accessible, affordable herbs with extraordinary healing properties that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. But before we share these natural pain solutions, you need to understand something crucial. The pain industry in America is a $635 billion business. That's billion with a B. There are powerful corporations with every incentive to keep you dependent on their products rather than turning to nature's pharmacy. They fund studies, influence medical education, and spend billions on advertising to convince you that their solutions are the only legitimate options. Think about it. When was the last time your doctor spent more than a few minutes discussing natural alternatives to pain management? Instead, you probably walked out with another prescription, another bill, and another set of potential side effects to worry about. This isn't necessarily your doctor's fault. They're working within a system designed to prioritize pharmaceutical interventions. What you're about to learn might surprise you, possibly even shock you. Some of these herbs have clinical studies showing they're as effective as common pain medications, but without the harmful side effects. Others work through completely different pathways than conventional drugs, addressing the root causes of inflammation rather than just masking symptoms. Imagine waking up in the morning and being able to tie your shoes without wincing. Picture yourself playing with your grandchildren without counting the hours until you can take your next pain pill. Envision gardening all afternoon and still having energy for an evening walk with your spouse. This isn't fantasy. For many people who have discovered these natural pain solutions, it's become their new reality. And it could be yours too. The journey to a pain-free life doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to try approaches that might seem unconventional if you've relied solely on mainstream medicine. But the thousands of people who have reclaimed their active lives through natural pain management will tell you it's worth it. So if you're tired of letting pain dictate what you can and cannot do, if you're concerned about the long-term effects of pain medications, or if you simply believe that nature might hold solutions that modern medicine has overlooked, you're in the right place at the right time. Today's video could genuinely change your life by introducing you to 7 powerful herbs that have been scientifically proven to reduce inflammation, block pain signals, and heal damaged tissues, often as effectively as prescription medications, but without the dangerous side effects. These aren't unproven folk remedies or wishful thinking. Each herb we'll discuss has been studied in clinical settings, with research published in respected medical journals. Many of these studies show results comparable to conventional pain medications, but with significantly fewer side effects and risks. For example, one herb we'll discuss has been shown in multiple studies to be as effective as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, like ibuprofen for arthritis pain, but without the stomach damage, increased heart attack risk, or kidney problems associated with long-term NSAID use. Another has powerful compounds that selectively target inflammatory pathways in ways that synthetic drugs cannot match, providing relief without disrupting the body's natural healing processes. What makes these herbs truly remarkable is that they don't just mask pain like many pharmaceuticals do. Instead, they work with your body's own healing mechanisms, addressing the underlying causes of pain and inflammation. This means they can provide sustainable relief rather than temporary numbing that wears off, leaving you reaching for the pill bottle again and again. You might be wondering, if these herbs are so effective, why hasn't my doctor recommended them? The answer may surprise you. Medical schools in the United States typically provide less than 25 hours of nutrition education during a doctor's entire training, and even less time is devoted to botanical medicine. Your physician may simply not be aware of the scientific evidence supporting these natural approaches. Additionally, there's far less profit incentive for researching natural substances that cannot be patented. A pharmaceutical company can spend millions developing a new synthetic pain drug, secure a patent, and then charge premium prices for up to 20 years. But they can't patent turmeric or ginger or any other plant that grows freely in nature. This economic reality has created a massive knowledge gap about natural pain solutions in conventional medicine. But here's the good news. You don't need to wait for the medical establishment to catch up. You can start incorporating these powerful anti-inflammatory herbs into your life today, potentially reducing your reliance on prescription medications and avoiding their serious side effects. Imagine being able to play with your grandchildren without that familiar twinge in your back. Picture yourself taking long walks again, without knee pain slowing you down. Envision waking up without the stiffness that has become your unwelcome morning companion. These scenarios aren't fantasies. They're the real experiences reported by people who have embraced natural pain management. For Barbara, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, the change was dramatic. After years of relying on prescription medications for her rheumatoid arthritis, she began incorporating several of the herbs we'll discuss today. Within 3 months, she was able to reduce her medication by half, and after 6 months, she needed it only occasionally during severe flare-ups. "I feel like I've gotten my life back," she reports. "I can garden again, I can travel, I can pick up my grandchildren. The difference is night and day." Robert, a 72-year-old former construction worker from Texas, tells a similar story. Years of physical labor had left him with debilitating back pain that conventional treatments couldn't fully address. "I was taking so many pills just to function," he recalls. After incorporating 2 of the herbs we'll discuss today into his daily routine, he experienced what he calls a miracle. "I'm not saying I never have pain," he clarifies, "but it's manageable now without all those drugs that were making me feel terrible in other ways." These are not isolated success stories. Thousands of people have discovered what scientific research increasingly confirms. Nature provides powerful solutions for pain that can work alongside or sometimes even replace conventional approaches. Before we dive into these 7 remarkable herbs that could transform your experience with pain, we need to make sure we're connected. This information is too important to miss, and YouTube doesn't always show our videos to everyone who might benefit from them. If you're watching right now and this resonates with you, if you've been struggling with pain and are looking for natural solutions, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're dedicated to bringing you evidence-based information about natural health solutions that mainstream medicine often overlooks, and we don't want you to miss a single video that could improve your quality of life. Also, engage with us in the comments section below. Are you currently dealing with pain? What treatments have you tried, and how effective have they been? Have you experimented with any natural remedies already? Your experiences and questions not only help us create more relevant content for you, but can also provide valuable insights to others in our community who may be facing similar challenges. And if you're finding value in this video so far, please give it a thumbs up. This simple action helps our content reach more people who could benefit from this information. Remember, for every person watching this video, there are thousands more suffering from chronic pain who don't know there are natural alternatives available to them. Your engagement helps us break through the noise and reach those who need this information most. Now let's take a moment to address an important question. Is this information right for you? While the herbs we're about to discuss have strong scientific backing for their pain-relieving properties, everyone's body is different. If you're currently taking prescription medications, especially blood thinners, immunosuppressants, or medications for heart conditions or diabetes, it's essential to consult with a healthcare provider before adding herbs to your regimen. Some herbs can interact with medications, either reducing their effectiveness or potentially causing adverse effects. Also, if you're pregnant, nursing, or have a known medical condition, please speak with a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new supplement. Safety should always be your first priority. That said, for most people, the herbs we're about to discuss represent some of the safest options for pain management available, certainly safer than the long-term use of many prescription and over-the-counter pain medications, which come with well-documented risks to your heart, liver, kidneys, and digestive system. Now, with those important considerations in mind, let's get right into the heart of today's topic: the 7 most powerful herbs for natural pain relief that science has validated, but your doctor probably hasn't told you about. Each of these remarkable plants offers unique compounds and mechanisms that can help you reclaim your comfort and mobility without the dangerous side effects of conventional pain medications. Are you ready to discover nature's pain-relieving secrets? Let's begin. Turmeric stands as perhaps the most scientifically validated herb for pain relief in existence. This vibrant golden root, related to ginger, has been the subject of over 12,000 peer-reviewed studies, with many specifically examining its effects on pain and inflammation. The primary active compound in turmeric, curcumin, has been shown to inhibit key inflammatory enzymes and interrupt the inflammatory signaling cascade at multiple points, something that conventional anti-inflammatory drugs cannot do. What makes turmeric truly exceptional is that, unlike NSAIDs, which block both the COX-1 and COX-2 enzymes, leading to potential stomach and kidney problems, curcumin primarily targets COX-2, the enzyme responsible for inflammation and pain. This selective approach means you get the pain relief without damaging your digestive system. A landmark study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that turmeric extract was as effective as ibuprofen for knee osteoarthritis pain, but with fewer gastrointestinal side effects. Participants who took 1,500 ml of turmeric extract daily reported similar pain relief to those taking 200 mg of ibuprofen, but without the stomach distress commonly associated with the medication. However, there's a critical piece of information about turmeric that many people miss. Curcumin is poorly absorbed by the body when taken alone. You could be consuming large amounts of turmeric and seeing minimal benefit if you're not taking it correctly. This is why many people try turmeric and erroneously conclude it doesn't work. They're simply not absorbing it effectively. The solution? Always take turmeric with black pepper or a black pepper extract called piperine. Studies show that piperine increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo, 2,000%. This is why quality turmeric supplements always include black pepper extract. Another absorption enhancer is fat. Taking turmeric with a meal containing healthy fats or combining it with coconut oil in a warm drink can significantly increase how much curcumin your body can use. Some of the most effective turmeric supplements use lipid-based delivery systems to maximize absorption. For Martha, a 64-year-old retiree with rheumatoid arthritis, finding the right turmeric supplement made all the difference. "I had tried turmeric capsules before and didn't notice much improvement," she explains. "Then my daughter suggested one that contained black pepper extract and used a special fat-based delivery system. Within 2 weeks, the constant ache in my hands had diminished noticeably. After a month, I was able to knit again, something I thought I'd never do again." The recommended dosage for pain relief is typically 1,500 milliliters of turmeric extract, standardized to 95% curcuminoids, taken in divided doses with meals. Always look for products that include black pepper extract or a lipid-based delivery system to ensure you're actually absorbing this powerful compound. Be patient. While some people notice effects within days, the full benefits of turmeric often take 4 to 8 weeks to manifest as it gradually modulates your inflammatory response. This isn't a quick fix, but a sustainable approach to managing pain and inflammation. While turmeric gets much of the spotlight, Boswellia serrata, also known as Indian frankincense, deserves equal attention for its remarkable pain-relieving properties. This resin from the Boswellia tree has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years, particularly for joint conditions and inflammatory disorders. What makes Boswellia unique is its ability to target a specific inflammatory pathway, different from the one addressed by most conventional pain medications. Boswellia inhibits 5-lipoxygenase, 5-LOX, an enzyme that produces leukotrienes, which are powerful drivers of inflammation, particularly important in asthma and joint pain. This is significant because most anti-inflammatory drugs don't affect this pathway at all. By combining Boswellia with conventional treatments or other anti-inflammatory herbs like turmeric, which works through different mechanisms, you can address multiple inflammatory pathways simultaneously, potentially achieving greater pain relief than with single-target approaches. Clinical research on Boswellia is compelling. A study published in the journal Phytomedicine found that patients with knee osteoarthritis who took Boswellia experienced a significant decrease in pain and increase in function compared to those taking a placebo. What's particularly impressive is that improvement was seen in as little as 7 days, with maximum benefits experienced after 90 days of consistent use. Another groundbreaking study published in the International Journal of Medical Sciences compared Boswellia to valdecoxib, a prescription non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. The remarkable finding: Boswellia matched the drug's effectiveness for osteoarthritis pain, but continued providing relief for 1 month after treatment stopped, while the drug's effects disappeared quickly after discontinuation. Beyond pain relief, Boswellia appears to have cartilage protective effects that could actually slow the progression of joint damage, something conventional pain medications don't offer. A study in Arthritis Research and Therapy found that Boswellia can reduce the production of matrix metalloproteinases, MMPs, enzymes that break down cartilage in arthritic joints. James, a 70-year-old former marathon runner, found that Boswellia allowed him to return to light jogging after knee pain had forced him to stop running entirely. "The orthopedist told me my running days were over unless I wanted a knee replacement," he recalls. 6 weeks after starting Boswellia and turmeric together, I was able to jog lightly 3 times a week with minimal discomfort. It wasn't a miracle. I still have osteoarthritis, but the difference in pain and function has been dramatic. For optimal results, look for Boswellia extract standardized to contain at least 30% AKBA, acetyl-11-keto-V boswellic acid, the most active boswellic acid. The typical effective dose ranges from 300–500 mg taken 3 times daily. Like many natural anti-inflammatories, Boswellia works best when taken consistently over time. While some people experience rapid results, the full benefits often develop over 4 to 8 weeks as the body's inflammatory processes are gradually modulated. Long before pharmaceutical companies created aspirin, nature had already perfected a similar compound in the bark of white willow trees. In fact, the active component in white willow bark, salicin, was the template upon which aspirin, acetyl salicylic acid, was developed in the late 1800s. White willow bark contains salicin, along with other salicylates and powerful anti-inflammatory plant compounds called flavonoids and polyphenols. When consumed, salicin is converted in the body to salicylic acid, which reduces the production of pain-inducing chemicals called prostaglandins, similar to how aspirin works, but with some important differences. The key advantage of white willow bark over aspirin is that the natural plant compounds are released more slowly in the body, resulting in longer-lasting effects and fewer side effects. While aspirin can cause stomach irritation and bleeding, white willow bark is much gentler on the digestive system when used at recommended doses. A clinical trial published in the journal Phytotherapy Research examined 210 patients with severe back pain and found that those who received white willow bark extract experienced a significant reduction in pain compared to those receiving a placebo. Remarkably, 40% of those who received the white willow bark extract were pain-free after just 4 weeks. What's particularly noteworthy about white willow bark is its sustained action. While a dose of aspirin typically works for 4 to 6 hours, the effects of white willow bark can last for up to 8 hours due to its slower, more sustained release in the body. For Eleanor, a 68-year-old with chronic lower back pain, white willow bark provided relief when other approaches had failed. "I couldn't tolerate NSAIDs anymore. They were tearing up my stomach," she explains. "White willow bark has been a godsend. It doesn't eliminate my pain completely, but it makes it manageable without making me feel sick." The typical dose for pain relief is 240 ml of salicin daily, usually divided into 2 doses. Look for extracts standardized to contain a specific amount of salicin, typically 15 to 30%. It's important to note that white willow bark should not be used by individuals who are allergic to aspirin, taking blood thinners, or have bleeding disorders. Children under 16 should also avoid white willow bark due to the risk of Ray's syndrome, similar to the warning for aspirin. Ginger has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine systems worldwide, particularly for its ability to relieve pain and reduce inflammation. Modern research has validated these traditional uses, showing that ginger contains powerful compounds called gingerols, shogaols, and paradols that inhibit inflammatory pathways in the body. What makes ginger particularly valuable for pain relief is that it blocks multiple inflammatory pathways simultaneously, inhibiting both QX2 and 5-LOX enzymes, as well as suppressing pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. This multi-target approach may explain why many people find ginger so effective for various types of pain. A systematic review published in the Journal of Pain found that taking ginger extract could significantly reduce muscle pain caused by exercise. Another study in arthritis and rheumatism showed that ginger extract reduced pain and stiffness in knee osteoarthritis patients by 40% compared to placebo. Particularly impressive is ginger's ability to help with the pain of menstrual cramps. Research in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that ginger was as effective as ibuprofen for relieving menstrual pain, valuable information for women looking to avoid the side effects of NSAIDs during their monthly cycles. Beyond simply relieving pain, ginger appears to have tissue protective effects that could help prevent damage in the first place. Research suggests that regular ginger consumption may help protect cartilage from degradation and even stimulate its repair in arthritis patients. Sarah, a 59-year-old office manager with fibromyalgia, incorporates fresh ginger into her daily routine. I grate about an inch of fresh ginger into hot water every morning and sip it throughout the day, she shares. On days when I skip my ginger tea, I definitely notice the difference in my pain levels. It doesn't take it away completely, but it makes everyday activities much more comfortable. For effective pain relief, aim for 1 to 2 grams of powdered ginger daily, divided into 2 to 3 doses. Fresh ginger can also be effective. About 1 to 2 inches of fresh ginger root daily, grated into foods or steeped as tea. For convenience, standardized supplements providing 100 to 200 ml of gingerols per day can be used. Ginger's warming properties make it particularly helpful for the type of pain that feels worse in cold, damp weather, or the pain that improves with heat application. This makes it especially valuable for many seniors who notice their joint pain worsening during cold or rainy weather. Native to southern Africa, devil's claw, Harpagophytum procumbens, has been used for centuries by indigenous populations for pain, fever, and digestive disorders. The name comes from the herb's fruit, which is covered with small hooks that resemble claws. The primary active compounds in devil's claw are iridoid glycosides, particularly harpagoside, which have been shown to have potent anti-inflammatory and analgesic, pain-relieving properties. Research indicates that these compounds inhibit the production of inflammatory cytokines and prostaglandins, molecules that drive pain and inflammation in the body. Devil's claw has been particularly well studied for back pain and arthritis. A randomized controlled trial published in the journal Phytomedicine found that devil's claw extract was as effective as a leading prescription anti-inflammatory drug, rofecoxib, for chronic low back pain. Another study in phytotherapy research showed significant pain reduction in patients with hip and knee osteoarthritis who took devil's claw extract for 8 weeks. What makes devil's claw especially valuable is its excellent safety profile. Unlike NSAIDs, which can cause serious gastrointestinal bleeding and increase cardiovascular risks with long-term use, devil's claw has minimal side effects when used at recommended doses. This makes it particularly appropriate for seniors who may need ongoing pain management but are concerned about medication risks. Richard, a 73-year-old retired postal worker with chronic low back pain, discovered devil's claw after reading about it in a natural health magazine. I was skeptical at first, he admits, but after about 3 weeks of taking it daily, I noticed I could stand for longer periods without pain. After 2 months, I was able to reduce my prescription pain medication by half. My doctor was surprised but supportive when he saw my improved mobility. D. For effective pain relief, look for devil's claw extracts standardized to contain at least 2% harpagoside. The typical dose is 600 to 200 milligrams of extract, providing 50 to 100 milligrams of harpagoside daily, divided into 2 or 3 doses. One important note, devil's claw may increase stomach acid production, so it should be avoided by people with stomach ulcers or excess stomach acid. It may also have mild blood-thinning effects, so consult with a healthcare provider if you're taking blood-thinning medications. While less known in Western herbalism, Corydalis yanhusuo has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years as a powerful pain reliever. The dried tuber of this plant contains several alkaloids, particularly tetrahydropalmitine, THP, which have been shown to have impressive analgesic properties. What makes Corydalis particularly valuable is its mechanism of action. Unlike most herbs that work primarily by reducing inflammation, Corydalis appears to directly block pain signals in the nervous system, similar to how some prescription pain medications work, but without the same risk of addiction or respiratory depression. Research published in Current Biology demonstrated that compounds in Corydalis relieve various types of pain, including inflammatory pain and neuropathic pain, pain caused by nerve damage, which is notoriously difficult to treat with conventional medications. Even more impressively, the study found that tolerance does not develop with repeated use, meaning the pain-relieving effects don't diminish over time, as they often do with opioid medications. A study in the journal PLOS One found that Corydalis extract was effective for inflammatory pain without causing the sedation, tolerance, or dependence associated with opiate drugs. This makes it a potentially valuable option for long-term pain management, particularly for types of pain that don't respond well to anti-inflammatory approaches alone. Patricia, a 65-year-old with post-herpetic neuralgia, lingering nerve pain after shingles, had tried numerous medications with limited success and troubling side effects. The gabapentin helped somewhat, but made me so dizzy I couldn't function, she recalls. After working with a practitioner trained in Chinese medicine, she began taking Corydalis extract. It was like someone turned down the volume on my pain, she describes. It's not completely gone, but it's manageable now and I can think clearly again. For pain relief, the typical dose is 5 to 10 grams of the dried herb in decoction, strong tea, or 300-600 milliliters of extract standardized to contain at least 0.5% THP, taken 3 times daily. Corydalis is often more effective when combined with other pain-relieving herbs, particularly those that address inflammation. It's worth noting that while Corydalis has been used safely for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine, it should not be used during pregnancy or by people with liver disorders. As with any herb that affects the nervous system, consult with a knowledgeable healthcare provider before use, especially if you're taking other medications that affect brain chemistry. Arnica montana has been used for centuries in European folk medicine, particularly for injuries, bruises, and muscle pain. This daisy-like flower contains sesquiterpene lactones, flavonoids, and other compounds with powerful anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. Unlike the other herbs we've discussed, arnica is primarily used topically rather than internally, as it can be toxic when taken by mouth, except in highly diluted homeopathic preparations. Applied to the skin, however, arnica can provide significant relief for muscle aches, joint pain, and injury-related discomfort. The science behind arnica is compelling. A study published in Advances in Therapy found that topical arnica was as effective as ibuprofen gel for treating osteoarthritis of the hands, with 76% of participants reporting improved pain scores and hand function. Another study in the Journal of Family Practice found that arnica gel reduced pain and stiffness and improved function in people with mild to moderate osteoarthritis of the knee. What makes arnica particularly valuable is its ability to reduce pain and swelling from injuries. Research published in the European Journal of Sports Science demonstrated that athletes who applied arnica after intense exercise experienced less muscle soreness and recovered faster than those using a placebo. William, a 78-year-old gardener with arthritis in his hands, discovered arnica gel after a friend recommended it. I was skeptical at first, he admits, but the relief was noticeable within 30 minutes of applying it. Now I keep a tube in my gardening apron and apply it as soon as my hands start to ache. It means I can continue doing what I love without having to reach for pain pills. For pain relief, look for arnica gels or creams containing at least 20% arnica extract or tincture. Apply to the affected area 2 to 3 times daily, but never to broken skin. Massage gently into the painful area until absorbed. While topical arnica is generally very safe, some people may experience skin irritation or allergic reactions, especially with prolonged use. Always do a patch test on a small area of skin before widespread application, and discontinue use if irritation occurs. For those interested in homeopathic preparations of arnica, which are taken internally, always follow the instructions on the package and consult with a healthcare provider knowledgeable about homeopathy. Now that you understand the remarkable pain-relieving potential of these 7 herbs, you might be wondering how to incorporate them into your daily routine for maximum benefit. Here are some practical approaches to using these natural pain relievers effectively. First, consider combining compatible herbs for enhanced effects. Many of these herbs work through different mechanisms, so using them together can provide more comprehensive pain relief than any single herb alone. For example, turmeric and boswellia are particularly synergistic because they target different inflammatory pathways. Many high-quality supplements now combine these herbs in scientifically validated ratios. Second, be consistent and patient. Unlike prescription pain medications that often work within minutes or hours, herbs typically build effectiveness over time as they gradually modulate your body's inflammatory responses. While you might notice some immediate relief, the full benefits often take 4 to 8 weeks of daily use to manifest. Don't give up too quickly if you don't see dramatic results in the first few days. Third, optimize absorption and bioavailability. As mentioned earlier with turmeric, many herbs have compounds that are poorly absorbed unless taken properly. Look for supplements that address bioavailability concerns through technological innovations like liposomal delivery systems, piperine addition, or phytosome formulations. These approaches can dramatically increase how much of the active compounds your body can actually use. Fourth, consider both internal and external approaches. For localized pain, combining oral herbs with topical applications can provide more immediate relief while you're waiting for the internal herbs to reach their full effectiveness. For example, taking turmeric or boswellia internally while applying arnica gel externally to painful joints can provide both immediate and long-term relief. Fifth, don't forget lifestyle factors that complement herbal pain relief. Gentle movement appropriate for your condition, such as swimming, walking, or Tai Chi, can enhance circulation and the effectiveness of herbs. Anti-inflammatory dietary choices like emphasizing colorful vegetables, omega-3 rich foods, and minimizing processed foods and sugar can significantly amplify the benefits of herbal pain relievers. Sixth, work with knowledgeable healthcare providers. The best results often come from integrative approaches that combine the best of conventional and natural medicine. Look for healthcare providers who are open to natural approaches and can help monitor your progress and adjust recommendations based on your individual response. When selecting herbal supplements, quality matters tremendously. Unfortunately, the supplement industry is not regulated as strictly as pharmaceuticals, and studies have found that many products don't contain what their labels claim. Here are some guidelines for selecting high-quality products. Choose supplements from reputable companies that specialize in herbs and natural products rather than general vitamin companies. Look for products that have been independently tested by third-party organizations like Consumer Lab, NSF International, or USP. Select supplements that clearly indicate the standardization of active compounds, e.g., standardized to contain 95% curcuminoids for turmeric. When possible, choose organic herbs to minimize exposure to pesticides and other contaminants. Avoid products with unnecessary fillers, artificial colors, or preservatives. Finally, remember that while these herbs can be remarkably effective for many people, they're not magic bullets. They work best as part of a comprehensive approach to pain management that might also include appropriate exercise, stress reduction, adequate sleep, and addressing any underlying conditions contributing to your pain. As we come to the end of today's journey through Nature's Pharmacy, I want you to take a moment and imagine what your life could look like 3 months from now if you begin incorporating these powerful herbs into your daily routine. Picture yourself moving with greater ease, engaging in activities you love without constant pain as your companion, perhaps reducing or even eliminating some of your pain medications with your doctor's guidance. This isn't fantasy. It's a realistic possibility, supported by both scientific research and the experiences of thousands who have walked this path before you. The herbs we've discussed today, turmeric, boswellia, white willow bark, ginger, devil's claw, corydalis and arnica, represent some of nature's most potent answers to pain. They offer new hope for those who have been told they just have to live with their pain or keep taking medications with concerning side effects. Remember Margaret, who at 71 had resigned herself to a life of limited mobility due to osteoarthritis in her knees. After 6 weeks of combining turmeric and boswellia supplements with gentle swimming, she was able to walk a mile without pain for the first time in 5 years. Or Thomas, whose back pain had forced early retirement, but who found a new lease on life through a combination of devil's claw, white willow bark, and daily stretching. These aren't rare exceptions. They represent the potential that exists for you too. Your body has an innate capacity to heal, to reduce inflammation, to regenerate tissues when given the right support. These herbs don't just mask symptoms. They work with your body's own healing mechanisms to address the underlying causes of pain. I encourage you to start small. Perhaps choose 1 or 2 herbs that seem most appropriate for your specific pain condition and begin there. Give them adequate time to work. Remember that natural approaches often build effectiveness gradually rather than providing instant relief. Document your journey. Keep a simple pain journal, noting your daily pain levels, mobility, sleep quality, and mood. This will help you objectively track improvements that might otherwise be subtle enough to miss in day-to-day life. Most importantly, don't walk this path alone. Share this video with friends or family members who might also benefit from this information. Join online communities of people exploring natural pain management, and work with healthcare providers who respect your interest in natural approaches and can help you integrate them safely with any conventional treatments you're receiving. If this video has been helpful to you, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us reach more people who are suffering with pain and looking for natural solutions. And please share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take their first step toward a more comfortable, active life. Remember, pain doesn't have to define your future or limit what's possible for you. Nature has provided remarkable resources to help manage pain safely and effectively, resources that have been used for thousands of years before modern pharmaceuticals existed. You deserve to know about all your options, not just those that are heavily marketed by pharmaceutical companies. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, wishing you comfort, mobility, and the joy that comes from living with less pain and more possibilities.